Hey guys, it's me, your hostess Liberty, and I'm feeling a bit down in the dumps. Why? Because I beat the game, and then my computer crashed, and I lost the recording, and I didn't beat the game in such a way that I managed to get the last achievement, by which I mean I beat the last boss, but as soon as the achievement didn't give, I was in the middle of a cutscene at the end. And I suppose it gives you that after the cutscene. So it was up to just a very important integral point where they were discussing something and my computer just crashed. And I was like, no, I don't know if the save I'm on is even good. It's not. Oh no. Because I went straight into it and say, oh my god, I saved over it all. It's okay. It's alright. It's not a big deal. We just went through a cave. Okay, let me just... Okay, so up there is the last boss. I'll just show you some of this area that we went through. Because why not, right? Might as well. It's not like there's any monsters or anything I can get. I'm so upsetty spaghetti. We're all on level 50. I'll show you our loadout in a sec. I managed to get a few more extra small items. This side's items weren't as good. By this side I mean Ben's side. I did have a little trouble with the boss, with Ben's group, namely because I didn't really have heavy hitters. Thankfully, it was weak to water, so Jerome's magic was doing well, and blunt, I think it was. But it's so weird. So Juna, right, she has 218 attack. Right? She's the highest attacker. She does not do anywhere near as much that damage. And I don't know why. Like, even when she was super effective against the enemy in question, I'm just showing you the way that we came. Even when she was super effective against the enemy in question, she does like 500 damage where the others do like a couple of thousand. And it makes no sense. Okay, we managed to come up here. So this is the tippity top. This is where we came from. It was just a lot of climbing plants and just making our way up here beating enemies. So nothing too, nothing too special. My loadouts. Okay, so we got, I put the cat charm on her. I think I showed that. Golden head. Juna's head is made of gold. I did get another crown of moons, but eh. I didn't change anything about his. Alexandra, I haven't changed any of. I didn't change his either. I'm quite happy with Ben's loadout. I gave Jerome the mark of Arate. And Agatha I gave a trophy. Zikaron, I got a ruby ring. No, a shield ring. And that gives like 50 magic defense, so I gave that to him so he could be a magic defender. But yeah, otherwise everything's the same. They're all on level 50. They're all doing well. I'm very upset that I have to do the last boss again because he was a challenge. I think the last thing I said, one of the last things I said in the game before it crashed was that I wasn't desperate at any point during the last boss. But he was challenging, and I appreciated that. Like, I wasn't balls to the wall, sweating up a storm, wondering if I was going to survive. I have more than enough items to see me through. It's just, yeah, I was just a little... yeah. So I'm kind of pissed off. This video is going to be much shorter. It was on track to actually be like an hour long. It was on track to be an hour long with the ending and everything in mind. We'll just have to see how long it takes now. It's time to go back up and beat the boss again. This motherfucker. So, you've come. Fate will soon make her choice. Don't do this, or Celine can't win the war anymore. All you're doing is creating new enemies and putting our people in danger. You understand nothing. He who would live must fight. He who does not wish to fight in this world where permanent struggle is the law of life doesn't have the right to exist. In the crucible of history, what is either the hammer or the anvil? Ursuline must be the hammer. Does this line of argument really suffice in your country? By now you must understand that other worlds are not like yours, and those worlds are thriving. You can say such a naive thing, but you think that I'm the fool? The wealth of your nation was large enough to tempt your neighbors, and yet you were completely unprepared to repel an invasion. Again, I'll say what I said last time. They did repel the invasion. Y'all are not in control of the capital. Like, the world's fine. You got repelled. The people living in the capital are not the people who invaded. They got their asses beat. They got booted out. What are you talking about? Those who bear arms and wield magic must necessarily be the masters of those who lack them. This is a waste of time. He has to die. Ah, there it is. The vital spark. Whatever fate may decide today, remember this. Even after the world's divided, the nature of mankind remains the same as it ever was. The struggle for survival will forever be a conquest of the means of existence, and the elimination of others who would claim your share. As long as there are peoples upon this world, they will fight, nation against nation, to protect their grasp on magic and on the control of the future. So, let us begin. Alright, bitch. No, you don't gotta do that to start off with. Alright. Iron Resolve on everybody. Sure, let's dumb you down a bit. Zephyr on everybody. Let's get Ben out here to cook us up a storm. Healing, go! Stop that! Unnecessary. Alright, let's see. You to pierce this fucker. You can lower his defense and evasion. Jerome to fight. Onslaught. Unnecessary. There we go. All right. We'll use Zephyr on this lot. Okay. Jerome, just beat the shit out of this guy, please. Skills. X potion on Ben. Yep. I'm doing this for a reason. Okay. You skills, force of nature, Jerome. Okay. Jerome, go wild. Chop him to itty bitty bitty bits. Okay. Well, you only did a little bit of it. That's fine. And we can have Ben heal us up. Nice. And you can now go to you. Yep. How's this health looking? Uralt. 20,000. Okay. Unnecessary. Even more unnecessary. How dare you? But she fucking lived. There we go. She lived, bitch. Uh-oh. Alright, Ben. Comfort food us. Nom 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 nom. Delicious. Jerome, X-fight this fool. Alright, girl. It is time to pile drive this fucker into the ground. Like so. Okay. Ow. Unnecessary. Alright. Bring out the mother. She's going to nurture us so we can get rid of the bleed. Jerome is going to heal us. Girly Girl is going to Force of Nature Jerome again. And you are going to... Where is it? Numb this guy. Make him the numbest of nuts. Ah, that wasn't necessary. You dickhead. Max revive. There we go. Our girly girl is backy back. And she is going to swap out for... Nope. For Agatha so she can get some stab on. Pierce! Oh, we got him off the first time. Nice. It does not always do that. Okay, more strength and magic for my allies. Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-oh. Well, that was unfortunate and very mean of you to do. Thankfully, we have good healing. I'm gonna make you even worse. And I'm going to bring back Agatha so she can aggravate you with her ability to pierce. No. Onslaught, sure, let's do that. Oh, that's a bit mean. Force of nature for our boy. There you go. Yes, threaten. More onslaught, why not? Pure shred. Alright, it's murderation time. Good job. Alright, Zephyr for everybody. Let's keep our healings ups. Let us use another force of nature on our boy. There you go, boy. I'm going to swap you in with our other boy. And he's going to heavy artillery you, because why the fuck not? Yeah, like 18,000. Alright, he's on his third form. We've almost got him. Uh-oh. Not necessary! Okay, Okay, mother. I require a stabbing. He has 100,000 HP in this form. And it is hard to get bleed off on him. Don't be demmying me. Okay, healing spring, yes. We will stay alive. And we will bring back our girly girl. Come on back, Alexandra. Alright, and I will swap with you. And you can put a trip mine on this fucker. Yes, do something and explode, bitch. Just as such. That's alright, Zikaron wasn't going to be here for long anyway. Zap zap time. Okay, it wasn't as... Yeah, alright. Get some bleed off on this guy. Come on, girl. You got this. Yes, we got the bleed off. Uh-oh. Okay. That's not good. Alright, come back to life, Ben. Nikolai. Okay. And bring Agatha back. We can't afford to have them dying on us. Alright, and you come out, and I want you to use Force of Nature on Jerome again. Because why wouldn't I? Unstable ever? Oh, I didn't see this one before. Oh. Okay, Now see, I could have brought Cordelia out to do some defensive play-by-plays with this guide, but I thought it prudent to get some healing. Flesh to glass. Oh no, that insta-kills. Okay, QUARTET. Please come out and use some... Where is it? Some numb to make his ass numb. And now you can revive our boy Ben. Wakey wakey Ben. Good boy. And now you attack. Yes, good job. No, don't be like this. Okay, comfort food. Girly girl. Oh, no. Girly girl. Okay, let's see if we can get another bleed off on this guy. No. We could do an upward slash. Alright, that wasn't too terrible. Decrepify. Uh-oh, skettios. That's not good. But we can deal with that by... Not you. You! And using nurture. There we go. Alright. Get a bleed off on him. Yes! No! Egads! She survived! Oh my god. Holy hell, Juna. You rock that sock right off my... me. Alright, girl. Force of nature on our boy. Let's go. In the good thing. Okay, he's putting his shit up. Alright, Cordelia, we need you to put his shit down. Numb this bitch. Defense and evasion. Negatory. Nice. Let's use a Mega Ether. No. Wait. Yeah, Mega Ether. Everybody, be healed. 40. Alright, let's get some zap zap on this bitch. Okay, that wasn't... Oh. Oh. Okay, we'll survive that one. That's fine. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should... No, that's fine, actually. Let the power of judgment compel thee. Oh, she died. Yeah, healing spring, let's go. Actually, you don't have to do this. Oh no, this is not good. This is the one that almost killed us last time. Uh-oh, spaghetti! Max revive on you. Okay. Max revive on Cordelia, because her turn should be next. Okay. Max revive on Jerome. Skills. Healing spring. Alright. Oh, thank goodness. We got through that one. Pyroclasm. Oh. Alright, he's back. Cool. Good. Okay. Upward slash this bitch. We did him! Oh my god. Thank fuckery. Is that really it? What happens now? Flashing lights. The power of the elements is gathering. Just like in the sage's story. Can we do what Uralt did, what the four of them did back then? It's up to us to decide. What are we deciding? It is quite simple. We must put the world back the way it was in the beginning. Why? Because it is the right and natural state of the world. The split brought about a cataclysm in most places, did it not? Yeah, and I'm gonna say it again, but that doesn't mean that putting it back together isn't going to create a whole other cataclysm that wipes out everything. Like, they've managed to stabilize all their different worlds now, right? Putting them back together may just jeopardize everything and make it all hell on earth again. Almost all of history, all of mankind's journey towards enlightenment, in fact, took place in a unified world. Surely we want to return everyone to that state. I mean, you could leave the worlds as they are, and because you now have the ability to teleport between them using different techniques, you could do that instead. You know, that's a thing. I think I have to agree. Anything would be better than the situation we have in Taichi right now. If putting the world back the way it was would stop that chaos, then we have to do it. But at what cost? What do you mean? The split between the worlds caused a famine, a war, and a series of natural disasters. Who knows what might happen when we reverse it? It's got to be better than what's happening now, right? I mean, there's a war going on, and if either side wins, it will be a bloodbath. Millions will die. You need other countries there to prevent it. And you can have that, because you can now warp between worlds. And I will help them where I am able. But I also swore an oath as a doctor to do no harm. And you have violated that oath countless times, including just a moment ago. That's not the same, and you know it. When someone takes up arms and steps onto a battlefield, they consent to whatever may happen next. Can we just hang on a sec? I'd be afraid to even plan a menu in your country because you're all so afraid of spices. But we're supposed to just decide how the world works for everyone? I don't think so. We have to do something. We can't come all this way and take no action. Do we really have to do anything? I know humans suffered a lot from the world splitting, but plenty of other people did too. There were animals that lost their whole food source, flocks and herds that were split up, entire species of animals that died in horrible ways. If they were voting with us right now, things would be way different. So, this is a vote. Very well then, since Zikaron probably lacks the capacity to contribute. It comes down to you, dear girl. And this is where my game and the computer died. So, yeah, it's all on Alexandra's shoulders. Look. Shut up, phone. It feels like we've been on this whole quest for a long time, but not that long ago, I was just trying to run a grocery store. And now that this is over, I'll probably just go right back there, and that'll be enough for me. What am I even trying to say? The dead guy, that Chancellor. I met him. I was alone with him. And I only know one thing for sure. He made his last speech for a reason, to make us think the way he wanted us to think. That's what he did for a living. That's the kind of person he was. I think he wanted us to either keep the world split or join them back together. He would have been happy either way. Because either way, he would be the reason why the world changed, and everyone would remember him for it. Sadly, those are the two options we are presented with. Really? If she's right about that bastard, and let me tell you, he sounds like most of the bastards I've ever met, then why do we need to do what he wants? Let's stick it to him instead. Incredible insights, as usual. No, but he's not fucking wrong, though. Hang on, he's right. They trained us for this in the army. The enemy wants to force you into their preferred course of action. But you don't have to take the bait, coming up with a new strategy that the enemy doesn't expect. That's what you're supposed to do. Something a bit more down the middle? I don't actually know what that would be, though. I have an idea. Oh, what if pairing one magic dense world with another magic, with one that isn't? Hey, I got my achievement! Yes! My achievement! Woo, 100%ed. Ooh, what if they created a central world that they could all connect to and interact with? That led to each of the other worlds. So there was a zone, I guess, where everyone could freely go between. A whole new world. They'd have the 4 worlds, and then another one where they could interact and intermingle. Sort of like a hub. Maybe? Oh, she found her home. Yay, Juna. Congratulations, you found your home again. Y'all did a great job on the graphics and stuff, by the way, and the music and whatnot. Just want to shout that out. Yeah. Seems to be there's some way for everyone to just sort of like interact in different worlds. Oh, you got your own restaurant? Nice. You deserve it, Ben. You helped save the world. Hey, Decky! Good job on the maps. I know Decky. He's cool. I mean, the people working on this were all pretty cool. Oh, sorry, I'm a little yawny. Uh-oh! That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, that's Octavia. I guess you could just give everyone the power of magic. And teleportation. There's that big old tower. Here's the gang. Or, you know, Cordelia. All the musicians. Trying to force peace talks. Good luck with that. Damn, Lindsay! You played 3 different instruments? Girl. Oh boy. I don't know. Lindsay could be unisex. Person! Lindsay! Holy crap. Yay! Well, how do I feel? I mean, pretty good, honestly. I think the hold R2 should be above the rest. It should be set above the credits, not below it. But it's probably on the background black image or something. And the picture of the thing is rolling over it, yeah. Yeah, Quartet. Wow, what a ride. I don't know if they're going to surprise me one last time with the last, like, little interactive scene or whatever. We'll see in a sec. I would like it if they wrapped up the game with more of a way of telling us exactly what they did to solve the problem. It looks like they made it so people could teleport to each other's worlds and interact in that way, so that people could intervene, like with the war and shit, and, you know, step in and help out and, you know, visit each other and whatnot. I'm not sure if that meant they gave magic power to everybody to enable them to do that, or if there were certain set points where you could teleport to each other's worlds. It did look like Ben's restaurant allowed people to teleport in from different worlds. So maybe they just let everybody use a teleport spell. That would be broken as fuck. Thinking about it. Especially during the war going on. I'm gonna teleport behind enemy lines, yeah! Maybe it was just between worlds that you could teleport. Or only to certain specific places. And Ben just happened to have his restaurant set up at one of those places. Be a designated teleport point. As soon as you teleport in, there's a restaurant right in front of you. Like, oh yeah, damn, actually, I could eat. That smells pretty good, actually. I could probably food. Yeah, this was a fun ride. Overall, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to... How much time do we have left? We have more than enough time for me to blab on for a bit. So, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blab on for a bit. Overall, I really liked the game. Do I think that there were some things that could have been changed and made a bit different and better, in my own opinion? Yeah, there were. Of those, Namely, I wish the characters had interacted with the characters in world a little bit more. Like the NPCs, I've already talked about it at length in the videos in previous episodes, so I'll just say I do wish that the NPCs had more of a presence in the actual storyline and world. And that we could bond with the world a bit more. I do wish that the world maps were... There was a lot of dead space that just had nothing on it. Now, I can forgive the wilderness area that in Ben's world, I think it was. The one where the you had to go through the wilderness forest and whatnot, and there was the dragon pond and whatnot. I can forgive that easily enough, okay? Because that's just like a whole area that's set apart, and you do wander through that and go and find different places, right? That's fine. That I can forgive. But there were just areas that looked like they could have been something that just weren't. And I don't know if they're going to be part of a DLC or whatever, but it was just empty space, basically. They could have condensed the world maps a lot more, or just made some interesting stuff around. Even if it were like maybe 1 or 2 extra towns or areas per world map. There was that one area that had a cave opening that you couldn't get in because there were trees in front of it. There were those little temple areas up in the north that you couldn't go near because they were up on a cliff and there was mountains and stuff in the way. They looked like they could be something, maybe for a DLC, I don't know. But you couldn't get into them, and that was a bit upsetting. Like that whole northern little group of islands, they had one thing on them in one world and that was it. There was no reason to go to them. Okay, maybe there was another... No, there were two of them, right? One of them had duck butt and one of them had a weapon. Fair. But the other 2 worlds, they're still there and they just didn't have anything. So I wish the world maps had a bit more content on them. Like there was that huge desert region in Ben's world that just didn't... Like, it looked like it had ruins in it. That would have been cool to explore. Even if it were just a grinding ground or just a place to, you know, look at ruins of the past and shit. I think some of the dungeons could have been changed into optional areas or, you know, world map stuff instead of being do this, do that, go through a dungeon, do this, go through another dungeon, do this, go through another dungeon. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how I would change it if it were my own game. It was very linear up until the point that it wasn't, and I feel like it could have been spread out a little bit more to be less linear in some areas. Though I do understand why it would be more linear, especially in like Nikolai's world, where he's being chased in wartime, so of course he's going to have to flee and run around and do whatever, right? And try and get away. So of course that's linear, but I feel like there could have been a bit more optional, not as linear stuff in some of the other worlds. Because, okay, so for example, we found that little camp area and in the north, and I would have been fine with that just being a place where you could find a little bit of treasure. Stuff like that. Like, we had one in each world where you could find a swamp house or a farmhouse and that was it. You could have scattered a few more of those around just to make the world feel like it was lived in a bit more. If they all felt very empty. Like the cities had existed, and then there were maybe, I think the most built up worlds were Nikolai's world, where you couldn't visit any but a couple of the places. Like, if you tried to go to the main city or the other city, you'd get booted out. There were like 2 towns, 3 towns you could visit, maybe. Which, understandable. Or, Cordelia's world. The other worlds felt really empty, and even Cordelia's world felt sort of empty. They were all front-loaded into the northern part. There was nothing in the southern areas. So the world felt empty. It would have been nice to see, like, even if it was just a little one area town, a little village out in the middle of nowhere, you know, something like that would have been nice. Like, oh, these people emigrated here. That's cool. Story-wise, I liked the story a lot. I did. I think it was really cool. How it all eventually came together, how you could piece the parts together if you took the time to really look and read into the information you were given. I did like the little shout-outs and call-outs and references. They were cute. I appreciate a good reference, especially in an about indie games that I know of. The characters, I'll get to them in a minute. I want to do another tier ranking list of them, which I'll slap on into this video in a minute. But overall, I really like most of the characters. Most of them. Music, banging. Graphics, really well done. Bar a few small, tiny little things, really well done. Maps. See, I say graphics. Graphics can be a whole host of things. The menu was pretty good, for the most part. Pretty good. The battle graphics, like the animations and that, all good. Like, really nice. Monsters love the monsters. They're so cool and funky. And I like the Mystic Quest. Mystic Quest? Final Fantasy Mystic Quest thing where they damage over time if you beat them up, you know, and they have their phases and shit. That was cool. The abilities, I feel like there were some abilities that could have been tweaked a little. I'll get to that when I talk more about characters. No, overall, the graphics were really good. The maps were really good. I know Decky does great work. I can vouch for him. He does good work. Highly recommend. If you're making an RPG like this, like 2D, worse, you could do worse. You could do worse, much worse. He's very, very talented. It brings a tear to my eye to see how far he's come. I remember back in the day, 1 tree, 1 square. No, he was really good. He's been good. He's been good from the start. Good job, Decky. No, I think the whole game as a whole is really, really well done. Okay. I'm trying to get past. I'm trying to blab so that I can see the end of this never-ending list of names. I don't know how far we've got to go. The music, Dan Dudley from the Dursleys. No, sorry, Dan. The music is really well done. Like, were some tunes a little ill-fitting at points? A little. But goddamn did they rock. Like, the last dungeon theme, it was a little weird. I feel like it would be... It felt a little out of place, except for when the softer parts come on. That felt more like the area it was. But damn did it rock. That was good music. Bopping along. Yeah, good music. There were a lot of really good bops in this game. I might have to get the soundtrack. It's really good. I wonder if they have a soundtrack. They should have a soundtrack. Yeah. Holy shit. The fights? There were some challenging battles in there. I did get party wiped like once or twice. I know a lot of people think a game like an RPG, if you don't get party wiped like a ton of times, then it sucks. No. All that matters is if there's the challenge and your abilities actually work well together, like there's cohesion. And with this, I thought there was a lot of cohesion between the abilities that you get in battle. I feel like there was no reason for luck. I'm not sure what luck dictated. Was it affliction? I know that with RPG Maker, luck, especially the latter ones, luck dictates how often you get buffs and, well, debuffs off. I'm not sure. Oh, we're back. Alexandra? Oh, his mum? Mommy! What's up? We sold all the filet in the coolers. Really? Wow. We could never move that much meat when you were gone. Anytime you see a mother come in here with a worried look, it's because she doesn't know what she's making for dinner. Then you just slip in a recipe recommendation and suddenly the whole neighborhood is having cassoulet because the store had a good deal on duck legs. Why is saving the world less complicated than running a shop? Anyway, can you check the fridge? I think we have a case of beef left. Yeah. No, honey, the other fridge. Oh, sure. Ah, there they are. Is it still cold enough to keep the meat fresh? Yeah, it's pretty much cold all year round over there. I think the only problem would be if the bears find a way in. Bears. Oh, these are mostly bavettes. Let's put the shallots and oranges on sale too. That will make someone a nice dinner. What is it? Is something wrong? No, Mom. Everything's perfect. The end. And that just goes to show that Alexandra was, in fact, the most important character in the game. And the main character too. Alright, holy shit. That's Quartet done. Wow. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit more comfortable. I'm not sure what game will take the place of this. I'm thinking maybe maybe, well, it depends if I can figure out what's going on with my Elgato or what's causing the sound with blueprints. But if I can figure that out and get rid of the crunchy sounds that are happening, I might do Dragon Quest II Remake. Not 1 because I'm already mid-playing that, and while it's a lot of fun, there's no characters in it except for your main character and like a couple of others. And part of my fun in playing these games for you guys is giving voice to characters and stuff. So yeah, that's the thing. But they have voice acting in that game. Maybe not then. Trying to think. I'll come up with something. It will not be a puzzle-based game. Not really. I'm holding off. I've got a game to replace Blueprints later on that is also a puzzle-based game like it. So, but that won't be coming in until after Blueprints, because I don't want to overload myself with 2 puzzle-based games at the same time and swapping between them. I need something for my brain to recover. Blueprints hurts my brain, so I need something a bit lighter to deal with it. So I'll come up with something. In the meantime, let's do a quick character rundown while we've got them all on the screen. Alright, so Nikolai. No, let's start from the bottom to the top. Zikron. Zikron, no character. There was no characterization there. I also didn't really like his battle abilities. Like, there were maybe 1 or 2 that were useful in total. Otherwise, I didn't like, I feel like he could have just been, like, didn't need to be a character. Give his abilities to somebody else, and just, you know what? Give his abilities to to Nikolai. Yeah? Yeah. He was fire-based anyway, so might as well. Give his abilities to Nikolai, and yeah. Exactly. I understand that one of the reasons there are so many characters is that they wanted 2 of each element. So Nikolai and Zikron as fire elements. The earth element were Alexandra and oh no. Our blonde girl. Oh shit. What's your name again? Agatha. Right, Agatha. So there are earth elements. Wind elements are Juna and frickin' Ben. And our water elements are, you know, our girl and our boy. And because they're all from the same worlds as each other. So, yeah, that's why. But I really feel like Zikron could have just been an attachment, even. That, like a cursed amulet or something that was attached to our boy Nikolai and still have had as much plot relevance as that. Like, Zikron wasn't a character. It just wasn't. I heard some people be like, oh yeah, but it's a thing that lets him express his emotions and shit. No, fuck off. Nikolai's... I'll talk about Nikolai in a minute. Zikron just remains at the bottom of my list of characters. L character. Okay, calm down. Let's not get too crazy. Juna, oh no. Jerome. I'm sorry, Jerome. You just didn't really have anything of your own. Like, everything, almost everything tied to you was tied to Cordelia, and you didn't really... There was nothing there. Like... His side quest just felt like he needed a side quest, so they just threw on some, what do we know of him? He's a doctor. Okay, well, let's just throw in some... It wasn't even really it was more like a detective side quest. It didn't really feel like anything to do with him as a character, beyond the fact that some girl needed help and he got roped into it. And we didn't get to see him as a person, really. He felt like a non-entity. He was dead useful in battle. His abilities are what make it so that I don't want him to disappear anywhere. But otherwise, like, he seemed like a blank slate. He didn't talk much, he didn't do much. He was just there for Cordelia to be better over and have a friend along. I don't know. I'm sorry, Jerome. In battle, he's like an A or S class character. Out of battle, he's just like, he's a D or an E. D. I'll be kind. He's a D character. And it sucks because I would have liked to have seen some sort of characterization out of him. The most characterization we got was at the end when he was talking against Cordelia about stuff, you know, about how he's a doctor and I don't think that we should be making these choices and shit. And it's like, yeah. I guess. And that's it. That's all you got. Even Juna made a better speech. Which brings me to my next character, Juna. I like Juna. In so much as we know of her. I think part of my reason I like her is because I gave her a southern accent. A Southern Belle accent. I think that enamored me to her just a little bit more. Her abilities in battle are okay. The Zephyr is really good. Mother's Milk needs to be renamed. I'm sorry. Every time Mother's Milk, all I can envision is them suckling on her teats. I don't need to say why that is weird, right? She's not a cow, she's a hippopotamus. Okay? Hippo milk? I don't even know that she's a mother. That would have added more to her character if she was, like, so desperate searching home because she had children. I mean, it was bad enough that she was looking for home just because she got separated, right? That was fine. But, I don't know. I feel like she just didn't get to be much more than that. And her side quest was just, oh, I got some mail. I went to the place and they weren't there and I got mail. Huh? At least, I don't know. I feel like it was a disservice. It was a disservice to her. It was a disservice to Jerome. They could have been a lot better, I feel. I keep expecting her to roll up into a ball and roll around like Rand and Breath of Fire 2. That might also have enamored me to her a little bit more too. The idea of her rolling in a ball and rolling around the world map. I know, she looks like the sort. She looks like she could. She's very round. Yeah. And I'm so confused about her battle stats. She had the highest attack power and yet did no damage, even when she was super effective against something. Okay, here's how crazy it was. She was doing a tiny bit more damage as super effective against something as Jerome was just attacking something that he was ineffective against. That's madness, and yet her attack stat is much higher. Now, I'm wondering if weaponry accounted for that, but we couldn't change her weapons, which was kind of a bit shit, honestly. Would have liked to have been able to, at least to see if the weapon changed anything to do with it, but whatever. Alright, so Juna. Oh, the next one's a bit harder. I'm gonna say Ben. Yeah, Ben. At the end of the game, he kind of fell off. Like, okay, there was that part where I was like, oh, I hate how he's yapping and, you know, yelling and everything. And okay, that was a cool little funny cute bit. But after that, his little side quest, okay, that was kind of cute where he found out. I would have liked it if he'd actually seen Katarina for himself. But he heard about it secondhand from somebody who took over the orphanage, which was cool. I was glad that he he got to resolve that aspect. But at the end of the day, especially at the end argument, he was along the lines of just like, but why should we? But why? And he was a bit of a letdown, Ben, especially considering that early on he was my favorite. I ranked him as the top. I don't know where the fall off happened. I think the others just had so much more interesting things happen to them that he just gradually slipped down the slope. Unfortunately. And that sucks because he's a really cool character. I like Ben, but he just his healing ability in battle is really good. I really appreciate his ability to heal. Zap Zap. I like the equipment he got helped his abilities get much better. The thing that increased his healing, the item that gave Zap Zap much more Zap Zap. That was good. I'm glad. I appreciate his stuff in battle. Some of it. Some of it just wasn't useful or used. That's fine. It's okay to have some that are very niche uses. I don't know. Yeah. He's my fifth character. Cordelia. Cordelia's next. Well, it might be a tie between Cordelia and Nikolai, honestly. Ooh. You know what? Nikolai. Nikolai's next. He's my fourth character. I like Nikolai, and I like his storyline, and I like his character. It took a while for me to get to like him more than I already did. And I still wish we could see more of his emotions, but I think he did eventually come out a little bit more and talk a bit more about what he's going through, sort of. I feel like he was a very middling character, in some areas. His battle stuff, it's either really good or just not useful at all. No, actually, most of it's pretty good. Most of it's pretty decent. Yeah, battle-wise, he's pretty decent. He packs a good punch, and his fire abilities are pretty decent. His bomb ability, blowing up the world, yeah. I didn't get to use Apotheosis or whatever it was, the ultra ability that much, because it just wasn't necessary. It was overkill. But overall, he's pretty decent, I guess. And then that brings me to my third favorite, which is Cordelia. Her battle abilities are really useful. Obviously, a lot of enemies are weak to different types of magic, and when she got her ability to change what magic, or, you know, gave her extra spells, that was useful. That made her even more useful. Like, she was useful enough as it was. Like, she has the debuff spells so that you can hit harder and do worse damage, but also the her magic hits hard. She's just a really good magic user, and she can make herself even stronger in magic, you know? So and then she can also make everyone else stronger in magic and strength. So she's pretty damn good. I ended up not really liking who she was as a person, though. And that's personal preference. But I feel like she was the answer to everything and knew better than everyone about everything. And it felt like she was like a little Mary Sue-ish in some ways, in some aspects. And I think it's deliberately done to show that she is still arrogant in some ways. Like, she thinks she's better than everyone. Not in a, I'm obviously better than everyone is beneath me, ha 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 kind of way, but more of an oblivious way. She does think she knows better. She does take charge. She, like, even in the last interaction, she was like, Ben, what the hell do you know? I was like, bitch, he's traveling along with you all, please. Come on. Put some respect on his name. That was one thing I meant to mention. The reason I didn't like Ben so much towards the end was he was still stupid. Even though he's experienced all this stuff, he's still an ignoramus. He didn't change in that regard. There was no, oh, I'm a little bit smarter. Until the very last thing where he's like, you know what? Why don't we not do what he says? Okay, Ben. Go off, buddy. Anyway. Yeah, she still feels like she's overriding everyone's opinions. Now, to be fair, she did step back and listen to the others, but she still comes off as, I know all this stuff, so I know better than all of you because I'm educated and you're not. And I don't know. Okay, here's what it is. In her own world, where everybody is very smart and clever, that's fine. She doesn't come off as arrogant or anything like that. Not really. But in other worlds, with other people who aren't as educated and who she looks down on, it does come off as more arrogant of her to be like, well, my way's obviously better. And then to have things always work out for her, because she seems to be the one who always comes up with the way to do things and has it work out. And it's like, well, see, I knew. And it's like, only because you didn't get anyone else's a chance to do shit. Okay. I don't know. I found her grating a little bit towards the end. Yeah. That's why she's in third. I still really like her character. I like the go-getter attitude. I like the, I can do this, let's do this, we can do this, sort of thing. Don't give up hope. Come on, we got this. But she did come off as a little bit arrogant towards the end, and I'm not a fan of that. Okay, and now my two favorites. Agatha and Alexandra. Agatha really grew on me, especially with her side story being so... It was probably the biggest side story and the most involved with a various amount of different people to chase up on, and I liked that a lot. And the little twists in it and stuff, I did like. Agatha's side story, I really liked it. I liked how we looked into her past and her mother and that, and I liked that there was the twist that she had two other brothers, and she was just trying to find out her origins. I wish we'd had more of that in the main story, or at least hinted at in the main story, or talked about it all, because it came out of nowhere that she even had a family that she was looking at and whatnot. I kind of wish she'd talked to Ben a bit more about, her own personal story and how it resonated between them, because they were both orphans and they could have connected on that level a bit more, when they were alone together. And so I feel like that was a little bit of a wasted opportunity, because she could have used her empathy for being also an orphan or abandoned to help her connect a bit more with him. Or at least to see that maybe the reason she latched onto Ben so hard was because she felt that way, because she understood what it was like to grow up without parents and a family unit, and to feel like there's something more out there that you don't know about yourself, I really liked her side story. I like her character. In battle, I like all her attacks, but that pierce ability? Holy shit. That's the MPV of every battle, especially boss battles. Just pierce somebody, get them bleeding out, and boom, you've got them. You're losing thousands. 100,000? Yeah, let me pierce you and just attack for a couple of rounds. Yeah, you're fucked. Yeah, that was... I like Agatha. I like Agatha a lot. Just her character too. She's very level-headed. She's very calm and collected. But she's not arrogant about it, and she's not, you know, she doesn't look down on Ben for being stupid or uneducated, I should say. Like, yeah, she's gonna pick on him for it, but it feels more friendly and less targeted when they interact, which I liked. My favorite character, Alexandra. God, this is her game. She could have just been the main character and have met up with all these people. She really could. And I don't know if it's because... No, I didn't pick her story first, did I? I don't think I did. Did I? I might have done. Whatever the case. Sorry. I know her story started out with just worrying about her mum and stuff, and it comes off as very sideliney in comparison to the other stories. But she becomes the main focus of the game's story. She's the one who met with the Chancellor. She's the one who was jumping in between the different worlds. She's the one who had this mysterious magic power that... like, Ben had his mysterious magic power, but hers is the really rare one, the special one. She's the one who just really drove the narrative. Her and Nikolai, their stories really drove the narrative more than anyone else's. Like, yeah. And hers most of all, because hers intertwined throughout all the different worlds because of her connection to the guy in the other world. And I feel like hers was the main narrative and could have just been her story with the others swept up along the way, because that's how it felt like, especially being able to see the ending. The ending was catered towards her. It was her story. It just showcased it all. She's great in battle. She's a little weak and flimsy, but her magic is really cool. She has a wide spread of different magical attacks from the get-go. From the get-go, as soon as she gets that tarot deck, she can do every element. Granted, it's randomized which one she gets, but most of the time it tends to pick pretty well. I think the AI isn't too bad with it. Her pile driver ability is really cool. Her ability to protect, her ability to make someone go berserk while giving them strength buffs. Yeah, she's just a really all-round great character, and she's my favorite. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Yeah. I don't know if it's bias. It might just be bias. I have a thing where I like the teeny pop girls. Yuffie? Okay, no, that's not... Okay, Final Fantasy VII Tifa was obviously my favorite, but Yuffie was very much one of my favorite, and she was on my end team. I had Cloud, Yuffie, and Tifa on my N3 team in Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VIII. Okay, I didn't really like a lot of the characters in Final Fantasy VIII, to be fair. So, I'd say Selphie, but she really wasn't. Final Fantasy IX. Never mind. Final Fantasy X. Riku. Riku was one of my favorites in that one. And, definitely loved Riku. And 10-2 Riku again. Like, I like the girly pops. I like the girly pops, the young girly pops who are cool, the teen girls who are just like, I'm gonna, you know, I'm youthful and I have a lot of energy. Penelope? No, Penelo. Sorry, in Final Fantasy 12. Yeah. Cat in Breath of Fire. Like, I like the girly pops who have a lot of high energy and just kick ass and take names, you know? Anyway, it may just be my bias for that kind of character talking, because Alexandra really just fit into that slot. Yeah. Anyway, Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I don't know if there's going to be a DLC to this game or not. There may not be. I enjoyed it for what it is. It's a really good game. If you want to try it out for yourself, I highly recommend it. And you can check out the link in the description below. I also recommend, I also highly recommend Shadows of Adam, which is the first game that these developers put out. Very similar in some ways, in others not so much. It focuses on 4 characters, if I recall correctly, and goes through their stories. It's a really good little RPG if you want to play a good RPG. I could probably recommend a few other RPGs while I'm here, right? Just for you to enjoy. If you want more games like this, RFL is another really good one. You can find these on Steam. Chained Echoes, pretty good. The one that's supposed to be like Chrono Trigger but isn't was pretty good. The ocean one, I've forgotten. Ocean of Stars? Something like that. Yeah. Oh, the developer of Arafel also put out another one. Beloved Rapture is another one that really fits into this niche of indie JRPGs. Keep an eye out for Kingdoms of the Dump. That's another cool one that's coming out soon, or might already be out. I think it's coming out soonish. Yeah, Beloved Rapture, that's another really good one. And yeah. The creators of Arafel have another really good one that's out that I've forgotten the name of. It's something like starts with an R. You can check their page. But yeah, Arafel is also really up this alley. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm not quite sure what the next RPG or whatever that's taking the place of Quartet is going to be, but we'll figure that out eventually, and you'll see in like 2 days. Alright, take care, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Peace out, and have a good day. Bye!